What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Ante Campbell, and this is episode 1 of the Tay Talks podcast. Today we had a very special guest from Houston, Texas. In 2017, they were the Houston Basketball Player of the Year. In the same year, his Cy Falls high school basketball team won the Texas State Championship, and he was also MVP of this Texas State Championship team. Then he moved on to college, where he played at the University of Texas El Paso and Stephen F. Austin, where he had over 1,000 points in his career. And in 2022, that Stephen F. Austin team was the WAC Conference champions. And of course, as many of you may know, I'm talking about a great dear friend of mine, Nigel Hawkins. We had an amazing conversation today talking about basketball, life, music, and the intersectionality between the three. And I really can't wait for you guys to hear it. So enjoy. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, man. So we're here with my brother from another mother, Nigel Hawkins, and we're just going to get straight into it. Obviously, Nigel, you hail from the great Houston, Texas.
Yeah,
How do you think Houston shaped you into the player that you are today?
man. I have to start with Houston, Texas. Texas is known for football, bro. So that's what I grew up playing. I was playing that all the way, like literally from you can walk to uh, seventh grade, and then I feel like that helped my toughness. Just running into stuff and not being afraid to get hit. So once I did that, I had switched over to basketball probably around seventh going into eighth grade. And after I had broke my ankle playing football, I was like, yeah, basketball is my sport.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Obviously, you had a couple of injuries here and there in college that I was there for during our time at UTEP. You had a hand injury when you first started and had a concussion in there somewhere in the middle. Obviously, that can be tough to deal with as an athlete. You have a dream that you're trying to achieve, and injuries hold you back from achieving that dream. And a big part of that is it messes with your mental. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about how you got through those situations and what helped you mentally get through those situations.
Man, first injury was in college was my hand, which was literally probably like a couple practices before our first scrimmage versus Grand Canyon, and I've actually played in the Canyon scrimmage and had a really great game. But coming back from that hand injury, um, honestly, it didn't phase me because, well, the only thing that phased me is that I had to have my hand wrapped up. But in terms of like shooting and like I can't dribble this way, can't do that certain things. Like it didn't really bother me, but just having faith in the Lord about just bouncing back because I had broke my hand before in high school, so it was nothing. It was nothing new, but like the concussion one was definitely something different because that affects like literally your mental. I would say because you have all these questions about that they make you do about how you're feeling and what do certain things look like and trying to do certain tasks. So like you get to an overthinking state about like dang, am I okay? But I feel like after that concussion I definitely had more awareness of like how I feel, because up until that point, wasn't even thinking about how I felt. Like every day was a great day. Got to play basketball. Was in college. Just everything was great. You feel me? So after that, that was good for me though, because you start having to deal with your emotions.
Right. And, obviously, I think we all sometimes go through that struggle. You know what I mean? Just trying to figure it out. And then we get over the hump and then we do figure it out. I know that, like, for me, obviously, um, I had to get away from basketball sometimes, basketball, you know me, I love it. But at the same time, playing 2K, watching basketball on TV, watching NBA, watching college, you know what I mean? Watching our own film, watching the other teams that we're about to play's film, going out there and doing it in the morning, at night, you know what I mean? In the middle of the day when we got practice and weights, sometimes you got to figure out ways to get away from it. Just
Facts,
to
facts.
be able to realign yourself with it. So what are some of the ways that you personally got away from the sport that helped you be better when you came back?
Ooh. I would say when I was younger, it was like um, just going to see my family. Biggest thing was like go see my grandparents, because of course they're gonna ask me about basketball, but that the smallest things to them mean a lot. So just being around them allows me to take my mind away from basketball. But as I got older, I started finding more things that I like other than basketball, and I would say that was playing video games with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it would be like golf. Um, to anything, honestly, like college has way more things that you can imagine about. Like you got theater, you just have so many events going on in college that all you have to do is just show up and be open minded, and you could be changed. So uh yeah, love to travel. That's an easy way to get away from hoops. We love to eat, so we always went somewhere different to go try and eat. So
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff helps get away from the game, get your mind right,
Yeah.
reset.
All right. Number one place that you've been so far, that's not Houston, Texas. And then I need the number one foods. I need your number one go to every time I land back in Houston, Texas. I'm there every single time. Food spot. I need those
Oh
two.
man, oh my gosh, you came with some heat. My favorite place to visit, it has to be LA. As of right now, I had my little time where I was out there um, a lot, I should say. And then a strong second would be Atlanta. I have some
Mm-hmm.
family in Atlanta, and they're right in the mix. So we always do something fun. And
Mm-hmm.
then to come to Houston and you want to eat great, man. I know for you, it's you got to get your Shipley donuts. Is that still high on your list?
Always got to touch down and get my Shipley donuts. Yes, no question. But that's not my number one spot in Houston. But
That's,
you know,
okay, okay, all
definitely gonna
right.
get those.
Yeah, yeah. You love our Shipley donuts, man. But I'll probably say, bro, I've been on Mediterranean food recently,
Okay,
bro. Oh my goodness. And like there's this place called Zara. Mediterranean food. Oh my goodness. Whatever
Zara,
you
like the
want.
clothes spot, like
Like yeah,
Zara.
exactly.
Okay.
Yes, exactly like that one, bro. And whatever you want, man. Like chicken, lamb, beef, rice. Like it's so good. The Euro wraps, I love it. And
Shout
that's
out.
why when you come down, I'll have to take you there.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Shout out to your uncle for taking us to that Mediterranean spot in El Paso that
Oh,
one time,
oh,
opening our eyes.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Uncle Ron, man, he took us down there after a game. Oh my gosh, that was a Mediterranean place.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep.
See? Oh my goodness, yeah. That's good eats right there, bro. Good eats.
Great eats.
You
Great
just
eats.
feel better. You just feel
Yeah.
better after eating that.
Yeah, man. It's like their version of soul food for real. It's just good for the soul.
Yeah, right. Facts.
Yeah. So tell me who got better food though? Who you rocking with? Houston or Atlanta, bro? You know you've been to both, so who's better?
Obviously, Houston, man. Uh, we
Okay.
got whatever you want. We got the Tex-Mex. We got the
Mm-hmm.
wine and dines. We got the Mediterranean food. You got your Chinese food. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just way more. But of course, in Atlanta, you got your soul food, and you got your wine and dine places. But Houston, whatever you want,
Mm.
whatever you
You're
want.
gonna have some Atlanta people mad at you in the comments, man. They're gonna be mad.
Put me on.
Yeah, man. But I just gotta say, LA got the best burgers, man,
Oh
and I'm
man,
gonna stand on that.
shout out to
Yeah,
Hawkins, man.
yeah, man. Shout out to Hawkins. So look, you talked about doing some other things on campus and taking advantage of everything that's on campus. So tell me a little bit about the sports outside of basketball that you like going to on campus, man. You know, you went to two different schools, UTEP and SFA. So hit me with one from each.
Okay. Man, so at UTEP, I feel like the best sporting event to go to other than basketball was first 2 weeks of football season.
First 2 weeks of football season.
Ooh.
First 2 weeks of football season was always fun. Going out on the field was always fun.
Hey,
Hmm.
going out on the field, packed out squad.
Hmm.
The people were going to show out for that. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yep. Going to get
Um,
some good food, before the games at the tailgates.
oh my goodness, yes, bro, yes, facts.
Okay.
And
Now.
then SFA,
Hmm.
shoot, SFA, the next best. Obviously, you got your football, but I'm gonna go with volleyball. I feel like our volleyball team was really good,
Hmm.
and um, the environment, the gym that they played in, like, it was very compact and small. So, like, you know, you got your crazy fans cheering,
Hmm.
yelling, and then when they get a kill and spike the ball, bro, like it's so loud in there,
Hmm.
and they always have like great energy, great like crowds.
Hmm.
So it was fun to be around.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think also, at UTEP, I only asked you for one, but obviously we had a lot of fun at women's basketball games. We had a lot of fun when we could
Oh
see them.
yeah,
Obviously during once again the conference, our schedules are flip flopped, but when we got to see
right,
them, that was fun. Um,
right,
definitely had a lot of fun at soccer games. No question about that. Volleyball too. Uh, you know,
definitely,
volleyball too. No question about that. All right. So
man.
talking about that time, like obviously you just finished up. What's something that you wish you knew at the beginning? We talked a little bit about being open. And I really, every time a college kid asks me, or a kid, a freshman going to their freshman year of college, asks me like, what's something that I wish I knew? I always tell them like, hey, yeah, I wish I knew to be, open to whatever opportunity came to me, take advantage of everything that's on campus. But more sports related, what's something that you wish you knew from the beginning that you know now?
Man, oh my goodness, there's a whole laundry list. But the one that's resonating a lot with me right now is like tomorrow the sun's still gonna shine. Like just not being so hard on yourself. That it's okay to make mistakes, and it's you have a great day. You're gonna go to sleep, wake up, and then you're gonna hit the ground again, running. And then if you have a bad day, it sucks. You're gonna go to sleep. You're gonna wake up. You're gonna hit the ground and have to start running again. So not getting too high, not getting too low. Just allowing allowing to allowing yourself to mess up. Like it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I definitely agree that I wish, I knew at the beginning. Hey, it's gonna,
Mhm.
everything's gonna be all right. I think that
Right.
you learned that lesson real quickly. Not to be that guy or toot my own horn, but I always in your ear, like, hey, shoot the next shot. You know what I mean? Don't worry
Right.
about it. You
Facts.
know what I mean? Get back. We're gonna
Facts.
get a stop. We're gonna get it back. You know what I mean? It's one play. We on to the next one. You know what I'm saying? Always with you. And I definitely, shout out to my guys at Fresno State. Definitely had some dudes that did that for me too. And taught me that lesson because shoot, sometimes you look at the box score and you like, I suck. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You look at the box score, you're like
Right.
2 for 14. You know what I mean? You're like, dang, I'm terrible. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Um, but then
Man.
as long as you gotta pick yourself up a little bit, but you hopefully you have some vets there that pick you up as well, and just know that it's a grind every day. You just gotta get a little
Every
bit
day.
better.
Nah, that time I was very appreciative. When you're young, you really don't see that light at the end of the tunnel, and you have a goal in mind. And it's like I got to do everything perfect to get to that goal, and
Hmm.
not even realizing that you being in my ear about being in the next play and XYZ, like how valuable that was for me at that time. Cause like, bro, it literally only takes one play, one shot, one deflection, one steal to literally do something else great. Like
Hmm.
it's not you always like one layup is 2 points, one free throw is 1 point. Like you're not gonna make a three and make it count as 17 points. You know what I'm saying? So just just taking it one at a time, literally.
Yeah, one at a time. And I also think personally, what helped me a lot is just trying to remember what you play for, you know? Um, and I would always
Mm,
have like little reminders of, whether it be something I was wearing or something I wrote on my shoes or whatever, like of little ways to remind myself of why I was playing the game that I was playing.
yeah,
And did you have any of those like in your time that you had to remind yourself of what you played for?
yeah. Sure. I want to say I, I start reminding myself what I played for. Probably that COVID season. What was that? 2019 to 2020,
Mm-hmm.
and Kobe had died,
Mm-hmm.
and Kobe and Gigi and everyone else that was in that tragic helicopter crash, and I started writing on my shoes then. One shoe I had Kobe and Gigi, and then the other one I had my favorite Bible verse, Hebrews 11:1. It just talks about having faith in unseen things
Mm-hmm.
and believing in it. But yeah, those are he got Mamba mentality and what he stands for, literally about what we're pursuing every day, about just showing up and not being afraid to make mistakes and just keep trying. And then you got having your belief and your faith, and it's not seen, and you have to trust it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you definitely got to have faith in order to keep things going. And it's something that I learned along the way playing that it doesn't necessarily have to be a religious faith for some people, but you definitely got to have some type of faith in order to get through the tough times. It's
Yeah.
definitely just a great life lesson that basketball taught us is that everything's not going to go your way.
Yep.
And when things aren't going your way, you have to be faithful that and have a belief and a hope that things are gonna go the right way, or you're just gonna get lost and stuck. Uh, some may call it a depression, but you just get stuck in this like groggy mood, whether it be
Yeah.
athletically or in life. And you just can't get too high and you can't get too low. You gotta stay even kill, which we definitely know about. And it reminds me of that Kobe quote where it's like,
Yeah.
"Hey,
Yeah.
job's not finished.
Job's not
Job's
finished.
job's not finished. What is there to be happy about? When you're going through the grind, when things are really good, you can't get too high, and when things are really bad, you can't get too low. You just got to stay the same, and you got to go at the same pace. But speaking of Kobe, what athletes inspire you off the court? Because I think obviously that's an athlete that inspired a lot of people on and off the court. So,
For
what is
sure.
athletes inspire you to uh, be the best version of yourself off the court?
Right now, man, I find myself being inspired by Damian Lillard. Um, I've been listening to his music. I knew that he rapped, but I never really listened. And you know, regardless if it's him rapping or doing interviews, whenever he has a mic in front of him, I think he speaks with a lot of power, a lot of hope, a lot of belief in himself. He understands where he came from and where he's at, and he's humble but also confident. And those are just a bunch of traits that I want to have on the court, off the court, um, because the biggest thing is your mentality. Wherever your mentality at is where your body and your success lays.
Yeah, no question. Mentality is a big thing. Uh, you said that, and I think the people that I want to talk about have a great mentality as well. First, I want to shout out Lisa Leslie. I think that she really inspires me personally. Off the court, obviously, two-time WNBA champion,
Yeah.
two-time Finals MVP. No
Ooh.
question about what she does. Yeah, no
Yeah.
question about what she does
Legend.
on the court. But off the court, she's just so philanthropic. She really
Mm.
focuses on helping the fight for breast cancer, supports black-owned businesses,
Yeah.
gives back to women and girls, all across the world, especially in Compton, where she's from, and she just supports voter advocacy as well, which is like a huge thing for me to advocate against voter suppression, which is a big deal. I don't think
Right.
that we have enough people trying to do that and make sure that everybody has access to voting and fair access to voting.
Right.
And I think it's an important part of the system that we have here in the United States is that everybody does get out and vote and that everybody knows that their vote is important no matter what state they're voting in or who they want to vote for. It's important to be heard in that way.
Yes.
And also, I mean, she's just dope. She raises two kids. She's coaching a big three team, to a championship. I think it was in 2019, and
What?
and she's broadcasting. So she's doing all of this stuff and still career and life focus.
Right.
And like you said about Dame, anytime she gets in front of a mic, she just speaks extremely well, which is not a
Mm.
surprise. Very
Mm-hmm.
educated woman. And I hope that one day I can juggle all the great things that she juggles and be as
Right.
great as her, man, for real. And then on top of that, I definitely want to shout out LeBron. I think it's obvious to talk about him because everybody
Yep.
hears about everything that he does. But I also think that a lot of it just goes unstated. And I don't think it should be that way just because it feels like it's expected, right, of him. But
Always.
we don't see everybody's greatest athlete, in the time in the sport, you know what I mean? Like doing that at that level and being so hands on with the school, with his community, uh, with
Right.
his friends, you know, with his family. Speaking about his friends, he brought them up with him. Who does that?
Almost unheard of at that
It's
level.
right. Like that's definitely something that I want to inspire to be, and it reminds me of that Jay-Z quote, from the Carters. I think it's the song "Boss" with him and B, and he's talking. He says, "Here we say we, here we say you broke. If everybody gets broke except for you." That's the quote,
Oof.
man, and I take that to
Oof.
heart. One day, I want to be
Sheesh.
able to help out everybody around me in my circle. You know, like if somebody else is broke and they're in my circle, then I'm not doing my job. As a
Yep.
friend, not necessarily saying I got to hand them a bag, but
No.
I got to help
Mm-mm.
them out with the keys to success as
Right.
well. And
Mm-hmm.
I is inspired to be at that level. So shout out LeBron for that. For being such a great mind in that space and being a great person off the basketball court, as long as obviously one of the greatest to play the game of basketball.
Yep.
Uh, and that reminds me to ask you, what's something that you gained from this sport that you never thought that you would gain at the beginning when you were a kid?
First playing basketball, um, you don't think about what the game can actually do for you. It's just you try to just have fun and score and win. But I'll say that the game of basketball brought to me relationships with people and meeting people, putting me in rooms that I never thought I would be in or even think of cross my mind about. Um, I would say a great example would be our relationship, meeting in El Paso at UTEP, and I'm from Houston, you from LA, and just our relationship has um, lasted longer than us just being in college and is giving us both opportunities to meet new people, do certain things like this podcast right here. So I would say relationships is the biggest thing.
Yeah, man. Definitely relationships. You have a lot of great relationships, a lot of great friends. You have your boy Andrew, and uh, he's been a great
Yes,
friend of
sir.
yours,
Yeah.
and he's gonna continue to be a
Yep.
great friend of yours. And I want to say shout out to Andrew and good
Yes.
luck in his upcoming wedding. But for those that don't know, Drew and Nigel actually won a state championship for the
Yes,
state of
sir. Yes,
Texas.
sir. To 2017.
Yeah, man, 2017. So can you just tell us a little bit about you and Drew and you guys' relationship, and just tell us a little bit about him and what he has going on in his life now?
Yeah, yeah. Drew, my brother, man. Congratulations, and best of luck with him and Andrew. I mean, him and Alex. My bad. Um, but yeah, Drew and I, honestly, were foes. We were enemies at first. I always seen him as a rival growing up playing basketball, and then once we got to Cy Falls, we became best of friends. And but yeah, my guy, he's won at every single level. For those that don't know, he's Asian, and his nickname is Asian Sensation. So you see somebody uh, playing basketball at that level, you just people remember, especially with a nickname like that. But once he finished college, my man jumped straight into training and coaching. So he's out here in Houston, and within months, his business has grown, and people.
already knew who he was from being a great player, but they know more now because he's in the training slash coaching space, and he's probably the best hustler I know. Like everything Drew does, he hustles. Like he can juggle a million things at one time and give everything his best. And I'm proud of him.
Yeah, man. Shout out Drew. So I want to talk about how we earlier talked about the challenges of going through the ups and downs and of being an athlete. How do you attack things when things aren't going your way and you're slumping and you need to get back on the right track? And how does that relate to the things
Oh,
that you do off the court in the same instances?
shoot. I would say when it comes to going through a slump and trying to come out on the other side better, things that help me are just announcing it like with my words, basically just say what I'm struggling with, and then by doing so, I feel like okay, this is the problem. Being intentional with that, what is struggling, and then try to figure out a plan to do so. And when you do that, I feel like, well, for me, I know that really helps me just work through it without any pressure. So in correlation with like life, it's the same thing. Basically, announcing with your voice, like if that's a problem you have with somebody, or uh, you really not you're struggling to be on time, uh, announce it, and then uh, make a plan to be better about it. And then right now, that's really been helping me get through slumps or things I'm struggling with.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing you saying is like you just gotta be open and honest
Yep.
with yourself and the people around you,
Oh
and
man.
then you got to come up with a plan to attack it. I feel like that's definitely. I feel like that's definitely been you though. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? We go back to the UTEP days, and it's hey Tay, I was 2 for 14 tonight. We in the gym.
Right.
We gotta make. I miss eight. I missed three of them from the corner. We gotta make 200
Yeah.
from the corner, and we gotta make another 200 from the
Right.
under corner, and we gotta do this and this and that. And definitely just like a attack
Yep.
mindset. Like, okay, this is what's not working. I'm not good here right
Yep.
now, and in order to get to where I want to be, I gotta go and just rep it out. I
Hmm.
gotta grind. I gotta do it until I figure it out. And I think the key is like it's not stress. It's not stress
Hmm.
related though. It's like it's focus and like you said, intentional. I love that word because it's like doing everything with intention at that point. Because sometimes we go through life and we
Yes.
float, and we're in a routine and it's monogamous and
Yep.
we're floating a little bit and just allowing wherever life to take us. And sometimes when things are going right, you got to grab hold of what you can and make sure that you're doing it
Mm.
precisely in the correct way. And then once you do that, then everything else starts to fall in line a little bit. And, you know, going back to college a little bit, since we're talking about it, you're fortunate. And you know exactly what I'm talking about with the
Yeah.
fortune, making a little money off of that name, image, and
Yes.
likeness, NIL
Yep.
money. Shout out to the college students who are making NIL. You got the people who are really
Yep.
getting to the bag, like Caleb Williams and the Haley Van Lith and the
Twins.
Cavendish twins, who
Shador.
just finished stop. Shador, you know what I'm
Keontae
saying?
Kennedy.
You know, Yeah. Oh, so you want to bring up Key? Okay, we Keontae Kennedy. You know what I'm saying? My boy Jeremiah
Yeah,
Myers too. We talking about the
yeah,
football players. Shout out
yeah.
FSU. We with the we with the Seminoles. You know what I mean?
Ah,
So yeah, man. Tell me a little bit about what it was like from going from a situation where you were always good at managing your money, but you know, making more money now with the NIL situation than, struggling with, I won't say a little bit, but just
yeah,
less
yeah,
uh, beforehand.
man. Last couple of years, I was fortunate to be able to make some money off my name, image, and likeness. Shout out to Mr. Rocco and E-Tech, man. Just being able to have some extra change in your pocket, you know, like like you said, I've always been good with my money and being out there at SFA. A lot of stuff was taken care of, so I could pocket that, and whenever I wanted to do something fun like travel or eat really good, it was no it was no stressing about it. And shoot, and I didn't realize this, but even after college, like just taking care of that money and doing certain things with it has allowed me to, have some freedom as I pursuing my dreams. So, yeah, shout out to all the people out there making making money off their name, image, and likeness.
Yeah, man. What can you tell me a little bit about that process? Obviously, I never really went through that. What is that like a little
Uh,
bit?
it's a great feeling, man. Let's just say I'm gonna take. I know this happens a lot, so I'll probably say we're going to a football game, right? And they want to put the basketball team out there and want you to sign autographs on behalf of a town company that's in the city or whatever. And basically, you go out there, sign autographs and stuff, and you get a W a W-4 form or whatever that thing is, and you fill it out,
Hmm.
and then shoot, we at SFA we used a app called Influencer, and
Okay.
yeah, that whoever whoever wanted to, how do you say it? Whoever wanted your work, it comes up on your phone, and then direct deposit set up like that. And
Hmm.
then on that influencer app, you can also like look for opportunities around you, locally and like nationally, where you can apply for and see if there's any opportunities to make money there too.
Wow. Yeah, that's a great tool. That's a great tool, man. I'm glad that you guys are getting, access. Obviously, you're done, but,
Yeah,
college athletes in general are getting access to those things.
right.
Um, yeah, that's great. So, yeah, I would
Yup.
definitely want to talk now a little bit about your family. You got a great family. Absolutely love the Hawkins family. They treat me like I'm one of theirs.
Facts.
And I
Facts.
want to talk about, your little brother. You got a great little
Mm.
brother. Shout out Mikey Hawkins. He's in at the JUCO level right now, grinding, trying to get it done, trying to chase his dreams. What lessons did having a little brother teach you about basketball, and what lessons in basketball did you learn that helped you out with your relationship with your little brother?
Yeah, yeah. I was just having this conversation with my mom literally like yesterday, bro, and Mikey, Mikey was just gifted. Literally, didn't have to teach him how to walk. Didn't have to teach him how to jump. Didn't have to teach him how to ride a bike. Uh, he just got it, and he has that great skill of being able to do anything and uh, people to like him. Like Mikey probably know more of my friends then I know my friends. and But Mikey, he doesn't know this. Like on the basketball side, Mike with that skill is just getting things quickly and not really having to work on them. Uh, he allows he allowed me to like learn from him, just being free and allowing creativity and uh, just like a care a carefree attitude. That way, like, hey, if you if you throw the ball into the third row, it's okay. Next play, and then next play, come down and hit a 360 layup. But Mikey would always tell me to, bruh, you look stiff, bro. Relax, relax. And but when Mikey and I got in the gym, I feel like that took our relationship to the next level because you start understanding like how he sees things and what he likes and what type of music he likes and all this other stuff. And then I guess I think that helped us build a bond whenever we went back home because it's like I got your back and you got my back. And then I went to college and he went to high school. And then just having that long distance and someone that he looks up to and uh, him being proud of me and vice versa has helped our relationship like with ultimate respect.
Yeah, man. And I'm waiting for the day where Mikey catches you. It just so the people at home know, Mikey got that bounce. He might be a little bit shorter than Nigel, but
Right?
he got hops. So uh
Yeah,
I know he be
yeah.
wanting to dunk on Nigel on one of these workouts. I can't wait to get that video because I know it's gonna be posted everywhere.
Yeah, that's probably the day he retires, bro. He's gonna take off his shoes and freaking run around, and I'll probably be on TikTok because if you know Mikey, he's a social media king.
King, man, he runs social media, TikTok and Gram. You know what I'm saying? Those little dances and everything.
Oh man, I love it.
No question. All right, man. Well, I also want to shout out your mom, Miss Tanya.
Yep.
She, great woman. But I also want to talk a little bit about your dad. Can you just talk
Hmm.
to people? Let everybody know about your dad and his career and just a little bit about that situation, man.
Yeah, yeah. Like you said, I want to give a shout out to mom. What's up, mom? Miss Tanya, as everybody knows, love you and thank you for all you do. But my dad, Mike Hawkins, for those that don't know, he went to school at Xavier University up there in Cincinnati, and he also played basketball. Played in the NBA for like 4 or 5 seasons, then played overseas for 5 seasons, and yeah, just having a dad that played at that level. Um, I forgot what year it was. I need to know, but when the NBA went on strike about playing overseas, so they sent in you know the guys that wanted to go, which were probably the quote unquote backups to the superstars, right?
Hmm.
He was able to go and represent Team USA, so he just has a lot of knowledge. And with me going through college and about to go into my pro career, he's really helped me get an understanding of like what I'm going through is normal and uh, just helping me mentally because, like I said, your mentality is everything.
Yeah. You talked a little bit about you transitioning into the pros, professional basketball. What are some of the
Yeah,
challenges that come with being off campus and, having to now
yeah,
not have school and all of that other stuff?
yeah. Coaches love to say while you're in college, this is the greatest time of your life, uh, which it is to a certain extent, but I will disagree and say that life does get better. But in college, things are taken care of for you, and it makes it a lot easier for you to just focus on yourself, like finding meals. So now being out of college, I've picked up cooking a little bit, nothing crazy, but I could throw down.
Chef
Starting to
Hawk,
learn the
Chef Hawk.
season, yeah, Chef Hawk, bro, seasonings and all that stuff. Learning, but another thing is like I always been a self starter, so but it kind of helps creating your own schedule and knowing that and then following that rather than in college. You might have somebody to text you or remind you or follow you 30 minutes before class. Hey, get to class, or hey, get over here, get over there. You got this at this time. You don't really get that when you're out of college or whatever and you're on your own. But it's been good just being back in Houston and touching touching back with like the city, like the people in the city and um, the food and shoot, just all the things that comes with it, the sightseeing, all that stuff. It's been great, bro.
For sure. So yeah, man. Obviously, you're in a new situation. There's also a couple of NBA players in new situations.
Mm,
Which ones are you looking forward to watching now?
man, I love the movement that's been going on. It's like playing 2K and you freaking simulate your career and like everybody's on different teams now. But I think the guy I'm looking forward to see take that next step is Ant Simons, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He's always had great guards in front of him, like C.J. McCollum and Dame, and now they gone, and he stepped up when CJ left, and now Dame left. Can he take that next step and be that guy and win some games? So I'm excited to see what he does.
Yeah, man, and obviously we're all excited to see Dame in his new situation.
Yeah.
I went to that preseason game against the Lakers with my mom, and it's fun to watch him. See him mesh with Giannis early days, obviously, but I think that's going to be a fun situation to tap into and watch this season that everybody's obviously looking into. Um,
Yeah.
but one of those guys, who's had a lot of people in front of them as well, similar path, that I'm really looking forward to seeing this season and watching is Jordan Poole.
Mm.
Obviously, he had 40 in the Garden in the preseason game the other day, and he comes
Yep.
back and he goes 1 for 15, I think, in the next game.
Yep.
Um, and Iguodala, shout out Iggy, obviously just retired. Uh,
Man.
but he was talking about in a podcast that it's going to be a challenge for him to be an everyday type of guy, and now the responsibility is on him to score 20 every night, score 30 every night, and it's a different
Hmm.
challenge when you got double teams coming every night and you're the guy, and you have to be a leader. So I'm really excited to see how he takes on that challenge. And we talked a little bit about like off the court guys that we really like to see, and I think Jordan Poole with his fashion game is somebody that I definitely like to see, and
Yeah.
Dame with the music, and
Yep.
basketball, sports, fashion, music. That's three lanes that Drake really likes to get into. So look, I need you to tell me, man, how are we feeling about that newest Drake album, For All the Dogs?
For all the dogs. For all the dogs, man. I'm rocking with it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard it, I was like, okay, this is cool. Then I started listening to the naysayers, man. They were saying, "Oh, Drake fell off, and Drake is not this, Drake not that." And I start feeding into it. Then I started listening again, and I was like, "Nah, this is it." Uh, I think he just his music was made. This album was made for the times now, and I feel like a lot of people can relate with the features like Yeet and Sexy Red and
Mm-hmm.
what's his name, Bad Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
So the way that he could just he can, and J Cole. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? But the way that he can be versatile like that, bro, it allows him to last this long.
Yeah, no question. Uh, I love the fact that he is doing that stuff with Yeet, and it's kind of funny to do the little that every time he drops an album, he becomes a meme.
Oh my gosh.
I do whatever I want. I'm not gonna do that.
Facts.
I ain't gonna do the verse, but we all know what I'm talking about. The little money for fun. But
Yeah.
yeah, man. And then obviously, like you said, shout out J. Cole finally getting his first number one hit. I think this Drake album was good, man. I think that it has a lot more replayability for me down the road than his last three projects probably do. Um, I don't know. Obviously we gotta. I was in that same boat. I think it, as far as letting other people's opinions kind of curve how I feel about the music.
Yo.
But it's good to form your own opinions, and I think that I definitely like it a lot more now. It definitely took some time to grow on me, but it's got some hits in there. You know what I'm
It got some
saying?
hits.
Which ones are you got a favorite? Maybe a favorite track or two you want to share from the album?
Man, I think that song changes every day, bro, or at least twice a week. But right now, I'll say my favorite song on there is probably
First
First
person.
Person Shooter
Yep.
with J Cole. Just
Mm-hmm.
like the way they speaking on there, the tone, the the you feel it. You feel what they talking about and how they coming, and shoot, that's pregame music right there.
Yeah, two goats, man. How can you go wrong? Two goats. Personally, I think I'm a tried our best. I really like that song. I always been with
Ah,
the R&B jaws,
yeah,
just in case anybody knows or wants to know. They'll give me the ox if we work it out because I put in the R&B jaws. I
hey,
put in the
need
R&B
that,
jaws. Oh,
need
while
it,
we hooping, to be me, Nigel, and Rich. Shout out Rich. We used to
man.
do
Shout out
that.
Rich,
We used to do that back in the UTEP days. You know what I'm saying?
man.
But yeah, tried our best is probably the one that I'm rocking with the most right now. Obviously, 8 a.m. Anytime Drake has a timestamp, he's not
Anytime,
coming to play. Ti
man. He's naming a bunch of things that you can't even pronounce.
Man, timestamp Drake is top two and he's not two. I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Man, elite, elite.
Yeah, man. So yeah, of course. Now we talking about the music. I gotta ask you for your red light jam. Um,
Ooh,
Anybody at home that doesn't know, hasn't seen it, not familiar with my Instagram posts,
yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah.
back, I don't even know when. I want to say like 2015, 2016. I used to ride around in the car. You get into the red light and you gotta post a video of the song that you're listening to share with the people. And
Yeah.
back in like 2018 when I met Nigel, I was back home one day, post my little red light jam, call it a RLJ. And
RLJ.
Nigel was like, "What's this, man? What are you doing with this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a red light jam. You got to show the people what you listening to." And so him and a couple other our friends like Key, Effie, Mikey even, uh,
Yep.
started doing the red light jam. So I don't really do them too much anymore. We upgraded to CarPlay, so you can't record the video
Yeah.
while you listening.
Oh,
But
I didn't know that. Oh,
but
that's baller status.
nah, nothing like that, nothing at all. But give me a red light jam, man.
Oh man, sure. All right. Just so everybody knows too, your RLJ is based on how you feeling. It don't have to be a certain category. This is about how you feeling right there. So like right now, I feel like, oh, I feel like probably Brent. I'm gonna go with Brent. Brent Fires, man. I'm gonna go with All Mine.
Ooh,
All Mine by Brent, bro.
all mine. That's a good one. Okay, why you choosing that one though?
Man, uh, it's I feel like that captures, uh, you know, the the vibe of just being in a city. It's dark, you know. You got your lights, street lights, building lights, and you with your girl, bro, and shoot, you just hear that all mine, all mine, all mine, all yeah. And I'm not gonna do too much, but yeah, that's that's why I'm gonna go with Brent.
Is that Brett? Are we getting the start to the Nigel Hawkins music career right now?
Hey,
Inside
hey, you gotta
track.
be open minded, man. You know, I some people do say I could dabble a little bit.
Okay, he gonna dabble a little bit. All right. Well, look, I'm gonna tell you mine, and I think it's funny because, we brothers from another.
Mm-hmm.
We're brothers from another mother, so I think we kind of in the same vein in that R&B kick. But I'm not gonna go with Brent. I'm gonna go with somebody from my city,
Ooh.
Mister Giveon,
Mm.
and I'm gonna rock with All to Me. But look, I love that song. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I chose that song. It reminds me, it has great R&B vibes, you know what I mean? A little bit of nighttime vibes with your shorty, like Nigel was
Yeah.
saying. But obviously, with me starting this podcast and me adding the RLJ into it, I had to, and my boy Nigel being one of the, early pioneers of the
Yeah. Yeah.
RLJ,
Yeah.
I had to go back to one of our good moments, and it reminds me of Nigel and I did karaoke back in 2020. I
2020.
want to say,
Yeah.
one of our boys, Titus Verhoeven. Shout out Titus. He's playing overseas right now in
Yep.
Portugal. he we come Nigel and I take a trip to El Paso, and Titus with his little side missions, he always got them side
Hey,
missions,
gotta be
man.
careful.
He's like, hey, he's like, hey, I'm gonna go to this little karaoke and arcade bar. Y'all should come through. So Nigel and I are like, okay, we'll come hang out or whatever, like for a little bit. And then, we gonna go and do something else probably. But we show up, and I don't know who convinced us to get on that mic and sing, but we got up, we chose All to Me as our
Yeah.
karaoke
Oh my
song,
God. Facts.
and we just did
What
it.
the heck?
It was a great time, you know. It was a great time that we had together, and I can't believe that, especially Nigel, because I can't sing like that. You know what I mean? If I could sing like anybody, it's definitely not Giveon.
Hey,
But
yeah, yeah. He's top. He's top. He's top in the game.
we got up there. We got up there and did it. So that's why I chose All of Me, man. But
Man.
as we wrap up, is there anything that you want to shout out, man, or anybody that you want to shout out, or whatever you got going on that you want to let the people know about?
Man, I'll say just stay tuned. I want to say thank you for allowing me to come on the podcast, bro. It means a lot that you even think that. my voice should be heard, bro. And I just want to give a shout out to my family and thank you for holding it down. Uh, God bless.
God bless. And I want to thank everybody for listening to my first installment of this podcast. It's been a long time coming, and there's more to come. We're going to get better every single
Yep.
week, you know? And I appreciate you, Nigel, for coming out, man. My brother, it was only right to do it with the first installment with you. And I really appreciate you doing this process, going through this process with me and this journey. And I wish you nothing but the best of luck. And, I just want to see you be successful, man. I'm so proud of you. I just want you to know that, and your family's proud of you, and you're going to continue to do great things.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, thank you, everybody, for listening. This was episode 1 of the Tay Talks podcast. We out.
Yes, sir.